Guys, if you're watching this, we did it. We made it through that absolute dumpster fire of a year known as 2020. Now, that's not what this video is about, though. We all know how bad 2020 was. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Everyone knows. But what I would like to talk about is the games that got me through 2020, because, if it wasn't for these games, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been going even more crazy than I already was. So I'm just going to be talking about the games that personally helped me get through 2020. Not all of them, came out in 2020. They were just ones that I played. And, I will say that, I didn't play Hades, for example. I know that that's an amazing game. I really want to play it, but I haven't. So, that's just one example of a game that I didn't get to play this year that came out. So, if there are any other games like that maybe helped you get through 2020, but that I never got to playing, I'd love to hear about it in the comments section. And some of these games, I'd love to do a standalone video on, just talking about why they're so awesome. So, I guess be on the lookout for those in the future. I'm going to try to go in chronological order of when I played these games, but without further ado, let's get into the games that could help me get through 2020. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Oh man, this one came out before shit even hit the fan. Back when I still thought that 2020 was going to be an amazing year. Oh, you sweet summer child. But anyways, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Yes, this game was awesome. It is just an RPG where you replay through the events of Dragon Ball Z as many different characters such as Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta. It's really fun, and while I do think that the game could have been better, it was just really awesome nonetheless, and it was a great game to start off the many great games that would be coming out in 2020. But it was just, I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, all the Dragon Ball stuff, and just having another game in that franchise to play was really great. And, I'm a huge Dragon Ball FighterZ fan, and I loved, Dragon Ball Xenoverse as well. So for a game like this to come out, it was just really awesome. The gameplay was engaging and fun. The art style is just, oh my gosh, just look at this stuff in the background that you're seeing. Just these amazing renditions of just scenes from Dragon Ball Z, beautifully recreated in this art style. And, so good. But, like I said, well, I do think the game could have been better in some aspects. Just getting to replay or just play through the events of Dragon Ball Z like this was a real treat, and just a really fun way to start off the games that would be coming out in 2020. When the shit began to hit the fan and people were stuck inside, two completely different games would come to our aid. That's right, Animal Crossing New Horizons and Doom Eternal. These games are just the complete polar opposites of each other, and it's just really amazing how the fan bases came together, as you can see from that amazing fan art that I showed off. But, one of these games, Animal Crossing, is where you're just, just zen. It's just this very zen, relaxing experience where you're just, building your own island, doing whatever you want. It just came at the perfect time, really, when we all needed that. And it brought a lot of people together, and for that, it deserves praise. And then there was Doom Eternal, where if you were frustrated, you could go smash demons' heads in a game, and it was great. Both of these games came out on the same day, and it just was you had these complete opposite experiences to complement each other perfectly, honestly, and it was just fantastic. I really enjoyed both of these games. Doom Eternal is Game of the Year material, easily. And, so was Animal Crossing, honestly, just for the sole reason of how much it brought people together. Chrono Trigger. So this is the first one on this list that obviously did not come out in 2020, but oh my gosh, this game, this is one of the best RPGs, maybe even one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. Like, holy shit, this game is amazing. Like, I can't even... Okay, so basically, the Dream Team, the RPG Dream Team made this game. You have Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy himself, Yuji Horii, the creator of Dragon Quest, and Akira Toriyama, the man, the myth, the legend who created Dragon Ball. And, I mean, obviously, if you didn't know this, he actually did the art for this game, as you can probably see and tell, but also Dragon Quest, so it makes sense how him and Yuji Horii would know each other. But just, this game is amazing. I can't even, like... I definitely want to make a video about this game at some point, but the time has to be right, and if I do somehow mess it up or, you know, realize that I could have done certain things better with that video, I'll probably revisit it. But anyways, this game is just amazing. As I said, one of the greatest games I've ever played. The characters, the gameplay, the story, just everything about this game is amazing. The graphics, the art style, I mean, oh my gosh, like, look at this, Final Fantasy VI. The sprites, like, look at how the sprites look, right? That was 1994, and then look at Chrono Trigger a year later. Like, holy shit, I mean, they advanced so much somehow in just a year, and, I mean, it's no wonder this game is, like, a timeless classic, and it's just, I mean, seriously, I'd love for this game to be ported to the newer systems, like the Switch and the PS4, or, excuse me, Switch, PS5, Series X, because, I mean, it hasn't been ported to anything in a while. It was ported to Steam, as you can see, that's the trailer I was showing off. It was ported to, like, the PS1, the DS, which, if you're going to play this game, either play it on the original Super Nintendo version, or play it on the DS. So, yeah. But I don't really want to, as much as I love this game, as you guys can tell, I don't want to go into it too much. I don't want to spoil anything. Just know that the gameplay is amazing. The characters, just so good. I mean, if you haven't played this game, go play it. And I gotta say, like, how dare you, Nintendo, not put this on the SNES Classic? Like, how dare you not do that? But, that's besides the point. Anyways, play this game. You know, just enjoy it. I definitely will make a video on this in the future, and I can't wait until then to really dive into this game. But this game really is one of the best that I've ever played, and easily one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Speaking of amazing RPGs, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my gosh, this is one that people have been waiting for a long time, myself included, and this game is amazing. The original Final Fantasy VII is another one of the best RPGs that I've ever played in my entire life, and, you know, a very special game to me as well. And so this game had a lot to live up to, and even though it's just the Midgar section, which was, you know, only like the first few hours of the original game, they managed to, you know, stretch it out and expand on this part of the game so much, and I'm just so excited to see what the next parts are going to offer. And just the gameplay, like the reimagined gameplay, the graphics, everything about this game is just fantastic. I mean, you know, I do have a couple gripes with this game, but I don't really want to get into that until I actually make a video about this game. But really, this game is just phenomenal, and Game of the Year material, hands down. And just, this game really meant a lot to me, just like the original does. And I really hope that once the other parts of this big remake project come out and we have the full picture, that the remake project will mean, or just the whole remake will mean just as much to me, maybe more, than the original. And honestly, just this first part really still means a lot to me. So, I mean, that really says a lot. I mean, this is only like a fraction of the original game. So if they maintain this quality and retelling of the story for the next parts, then, oh man, this whole thing is going to be so amazing when it's done. I mean, you know, obviously, as I said, this first part was amazing on its own, but you know what I mean. Like, once the whole thing is done, it's going to be truly just breathtaking, to quote Keanu Reeves. It's going to be like like one of the best things ever if they maintain this quality and retelling of this legendary story. And, you know, I also have to say that the gameplay here, like this hybrid system that's, you know, different from the original, is easily the best, like, non-turn-based combat in an RPG like this that I've ever played. And I'm really looking forward to see how they're going to evolve this system in the next parts. I should also mention that the voice actress who plays Aerith in this is actually a YouTuber by the name of Strange Rebel Gaming, or Brianna White. She's also an actress, but this was her first voice acting gig ever. And I gotta say, like, I don't know if you'll ever see this video, but if you do, Brianna, you are Aerith. Like, you put so much into that character, and I really, like, I can't thank you enough for that, and I really am excited to see, you know, how you're going to continue this journey with us as the parts for the remake come out. A few months after FF7 Remake came out, we got our next absolute banger of a game, Ghost of Tsushima. Have you ever had a fantasy of being a badass samurai? Well, if you haven't, then after you play this game, you're gonna know that, yes, you did, even if you didn't realize it, and this game is how you live it out. You play as Jin Sakai, a samurai on the island of Tsushima, which has just been invaded by the Mongol army, and it's your job to try to reclaim and liberate the island as a samurai. But the story here is amazing, because the Mongols, you see, they don't fight fair. You know, they use dirty tactics. The samurai were very honorable. They would always try to face their opponents head on. No, you know, sneaky business. No, nothing, right? But the Mongols, they don't play like that. You know, they're not fair. So Jin, you know, you go on this journey with Jin Sakai, and, you know, as he realizes that in order to beat these Mongols, he's gonna have to bend his samurai code and, like, straight up just disobey it if he wants to, you know, take back Tsushima. And it's this really beautiful story, honestly, and I don't really want to say much more than that, but, you know, you become this ghost of Tsushima, as the title, you know, as the title is called, and it's an amazing story. It has amazing gameplay, with, you know, different stances that affect different enemies that play differently, new skills and weaponry to unlock. It's really, again, game of the year material. Like, this game is just phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what Sucker Punch does next with this game, or just if they want to make this into a series or something. I mean, they've already, you know, they gave us, like, a free multiplayer update and, like, other free updates, and I have to mention, this game just is beautiful. The open world is honestly one of the best, like, that I've ever played in. Like, and I've played a lot of open world games, but this one really stands out because of just the beauty and just how tranquil it is. But, you know, it's just so good. You need to play this game if you haven't. Persona 5 Royal. Oh man. Now, this one actually came out, I think, before Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. I think this was in March, but I played it later. I played it, like, after all those, which this is actually the Persona 5 intro that you're seeing. Royal is, like, the definitive edition of Persona 5. And I just, you know, if you've seen any of my content or just even know my channel, then, I mean, you know, you should have gathered that this game means something to me. But yeah, I did play a little bit of Persona 5, like the original version, but not, like, it was only, like, the very beginning, barely, you know, and then Persona 5 Royal came out, or actually, that's the reason why I stopped playing Persona 5, because I was like, oh, they're making this definitive edition, I may as well wait until then, and I did, and I played it, and I loved it, and oh my gosh, this is the third in the trio. This is, like, another of the best RPGs that I've ever played. It's like that trio. You got Chrono Trigger, you got Final Fantasy VII, whether it's the original or the remake, and then you have Persona 5 Royal. And this game, I mean, it just really means a lot to me. After, like, it just, the characters are amazing, the gameplay is phenomenal, the style, I mean, this game has so much style, like the art style, just everything is so amazing about this game. And I know I've said that a lot. I know I've kind of sound like a broken record in this video saying, you know, how, oh, this game is so amazing, or oh, this game is so amazing, but I really mean it for all these games that I mentioned. And I mean, this one is no different. The combat system, the enemies, the story, the enemies, well, you know, just like the enemy design, I guess, like the character design, the bosses, the way that this game works. Like, this was like the first Persona game that I really got into, Persona 5 Royal. You know, I'd heard about it, but I never really got into it. I thought it was kind of a weird concept, like a high school, like what? Like a high school simulator with, you know, you go into like this other world and like fight these monsters. Like, it's like, what? Like, that was a weird concept to me. But, you know, if you feel the same way and haven't played a Persona game, I'm telling you, play Persona 5 Royal, because it might sound weird, but boy, is it an amazing concept, and it works so perfectly, because everything that you do, like in the real world, like affects your attributes, and like even your relationships with other characters in the real world affects like your you know, how you fight, or I guess, or like how you you know, how well you'll do in the combat, and it all goes together perfectly. And again, this is another one of those games that I definitely need to do a video on, but you know, I want to wait until the time is right for a video about this game, because of how much it means to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, so just know that this game is fantastic, and if you haven't played it, go play it. Alright, lastly, like the big, you know, the last like really big release for me, or just like big, you know, game that I first played in 2020, I guess, would be the Demon Souls remake for the PS5. And, you know, I've said so much about Demon Souls already. I actually have a video about the remake, and just kind of like a, not a review exactly, but just, you know, just me talking about how much I love it. So I'm gonna save that for that video, but just know that this game was a great way to really like finish off 2020 in terms of you know, the great games that we got. But basically, I already did a video about you know, why Demon Souls is so special, so definitely check that out. And then I actually, as I said, I have a video planned where I'm gonna kind of wrap those thoughts up, I guess, or just talk about the remake and like how amazing it is and everything. So I'm gonna save that for that video. But this wraps up the major games, or just the games that got me through 2020, and I'm really grateful for all of them, and just, you know, all my friends and family that also, you know, majorly helped me get through that horrible year. So let's look ahead to brighter days. You know, hopefully 2021 is going to be better. Like, please, for the love of God, please be better. But, you know, just thanks for, you know, all the people who made these games. Just thanks for making these amazing games that really helped me and probably a lot of other people get through 2020. Thanks again to all my friends and family. You guys are awesome. And yeah, let's just, you know, to better days, hopefully. And even though 2020 was horrible as a whole, I mean, we got some really good games, and, you know, we also had some really good shows too, like The Boys, The Mandalorian Season 2. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Let me know in the comment section what games helped you get through that horrible year, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.